What if Naruto left the village with Sasuke at the Valley of the End fight? How would this change impact the Naruto story? Would Naruto fall to the darkness or be the light to Sasuke? Find out in today's What If video. But before we get into that, I quickly just want to say that a lot of you guys are actually not subscribed to the channel, and I'm trying to get to that juicy 100k milestone, so it'd mean a lot if you guys could just sub and hit that like button, seeing as it only takes 1 second and it makes a massive difference. Seriously guys, it literally matters way more than you know. That said, today's thumbnail was made by the channel artist herself, which you guys can find her link down below in the description. And with that said, let's get into the video.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
We begin our story at the Valley of the End. Naruto! Sasuke! Boom would be heard, as Naruto would be flung, as well as Sasuke in opposite directions. As this time, Naruto was able to weakly stand alongside Sasuke, as flashes of memories dwell in his head, all of his and Sasuke's great moments together, and even a flashback to when they fought Orochimaru in the Forest of Death a while back. The same man he was running to in search of power. Naruto could feel his hands twitch in anger, and he simply shouted, "Wait!" to Sasuke, who was already trying to run in the rain. Naruto simply let out, "Sasuke," as there was a brief pause, and then he let out, "Let me come with you. Please." Sasuke's face turned to one of shock as Naruto said those words that Sasuke was not expecting at all to hear. He would then listen as Naruto would say, "Sasuke, you've always been like a brother to me, and if you leave, I'll be alone. I'd rather go with you if I can't stop you." Sasuke stopped before telling Naruto that this is his path to follow, that Naruto has a village and friends that he can go back to. As Naruto would say, "I don't care, Sasuke, let me go." Weakly, as we would have them both reminisce back to the moment when Orochimaru showed clear interest in him, stating that he also was planted with a curse mark that didn't last because of the Nine Tails' influences, saying that he'll definitely be accepted because he even wanted him to join him as well. "Just let me go with you, Sasuke. You'll need someone to anchor you down to what's right and wrong." Sasuke stopped, walked to Naruto, and punched him in the face as Naruto fell and weakly stood up, uppercutting Sasuke in an instant. He would say, "If you won't let me, then I'll take us both," as he picked Sasuke up and put his hand over his shoulder, as the both of them would begin limping towards Orochimaru's hideout, where they would begin the next 3 years of harsh training. As soon as they arrived, Orochimaru would be extremely pleased, informing Kabuto to heal the both of them, and 3 days later, they would begin training, and Orochimaru would inform Naruto that they would have a very different training regimen, informing him that Sasuke's body would be his once it's complete, and Naruto would be shocked, but Sasuke would look to Orochimaru saying that he doesn't care, so long as it kills Itachi first. Orochimaru would nod, and from here, they would begin their intense, drug-amplified training regimen, which would be similar to Sasuke's training in canon, although a bit more intense, and Naruto would be the one to get a massive boost to his strength. It's almost as if training with Orochimaru bared more fruits than Jiraiya's. Orochimaru beat this into Naruto, and he would show him fundamentals and also help Naruto tame the tailed beast within him, forcefully allowing Naruto to access the Kyuubi's power at a risk, and also heavily improving Naruto's strength and telling him about the massive Rasengan of Jiraiya that he had once seen Jiraiya use himself, teaching Naruto the snake summoning jutsu, and even gave Naruto the snake style fighting techniques that he himself uses. And for 1 entire year, Naruto would end up spending his time at Ryuchi Cave, where he would learn and master Snake Sage Mode after his training went impressively well. Due to the fact that Sasuke has access to the curse mark, he never truly needed to go there, and so this was something that Naruto did on his own with the brief help from Orochimaru to simply get him there. This would allow Naruto to truly become a beast. And this would end up causing Naruto's dark side to grow as he would embrace that side of himself more and more, killing all of his enemies in an instant and losing a part of himself. That loving goofball personality he had once had all but been lost with time. Eventually, the day would begin getting closer that Orochimaru wanted to take over Sasuke's body, and as the day grew closer, so did Sasuke and Naruto's plans begin getting into action. They only had some small things to learn from here, and they would be at the hideout when suddenly, a large explosion would be heard from Sasuke's room. Kakashi, Sakura, Yamato, and Sai had found them. And at this moment, Naruto and Sasuke, seeing this, both knowing what they would have to do, would look at each other before Naruto would let out, "It's been a while, Kakashi sensei, but we know what you're here for, and we're not interested. We still have some matters to attend to before we even consider returning to the village." As Sasuke would say, "Exactly right, Naruto, so get lost." As they would ready themselves for the battle, and they would get decimated by Naruto and Sasuke both. Naruto would speed blitz Sakura, peering behind her as he kicks her to the ground, and she would lunge at him before being placed under a genjutsu by Sasuke. Naruto would then rush at Kakashi with one of his chakra arms that he can whip out from Kurama, and he would begin crushing him like a snake, before then sending a Rasengan crashing right at Kakashi's stomach, sending him flying backwards. Sasuke would handle Sai and Yamato, and then would raise his hand at Orochimaru, who would stop Sasuke from bringing down Kirin, as Naruto would have as well, saying that there's no use in killing them off now, that they'll be needing them later. Orochimaru would, acknowledge these sentiments, and from here, everybody would vanish. From here, this is when they would be asked by Orochimaru once at the hideout if they still harbor feelings for those weaklings, and Naruto would say, "What if I did?" Orochimaru would say that that would be a problem, with Naruto backing down immediately and then going off to their own areas, where Naruto would ask Sasuke what the hell he was thinking, trying to use a jutsu like that on them. Sasuke would say that he needed to truly sell it, and Naruto would sigh with relief as he says he's glad he isn't completely insane. From here, they wait, and eventually, Naruto and Sasuke would go to kill Orochimaru after having learned all that they needed and leaving Kabuto to pick up the pieces of his master. As they walk past him, and from here, they begin forming Taka. The only relevant changes that take place in the story from here would be that Naruto isn't around to kill Kakazu, fight Pain, and since he isn't in the village, he also never even ends up learning the Rasen Shuriken. But his absence to the village would actually be somewhat of a good thing, if not a great thing, since the village would never be destroyed due to Pain searching for Naruto. However, Jiraiya would still end up losing his life when he tries to encounter the leader of the Akatsuki. That said, eventually Sasuke would get a letter from his brother to meet him at the Uchiha compound, and Taka would head there to finally face Itachi, which would go to canon's events until their arrival, when Kisame would threaten that only Sasuke can go through. Soon as this happens, Naruto would say he's going through as well, and Sasuke would stop to wait for Naruto, who would say to get started without him. "I'm gonna show this fish who's at the top of the food chain," with a smile creeping on his face and a brief laughter coming on. And this is when Kisame would smile, before then saying, "You got a lot of guts, kid. Let's see if you can live up to that." He would end up taking out his sword, and he would then rush in at Naruto's direction, who would simply jump back, dodging the blow, before then immediately using his chakra arms to grab onto Kisame and hit him away with a gigantic chakra fist, which was powerful enough to send Kisame flying meters away. Kisame would get back up and say that Samehada is going to enjoy facing someone like him, who actively throws chakra around like it's some sort of toy. A bit of his chakra would have been absorbed by Samehada, and Naruto, realizing this, would say that there's no way he'll be defeating him. Not now, not ever. Kisame would rush in at Naruto's direction, beginning to, kind of engage in a taijutsu and kenjutsu battle with Naruto, which Naruto would end up dodging many of the attacks with nothing but 2 kunais in hand, and also using a bunch of basic elemental ninjutsu, all except water, which is something that Naruto knew not to use against somebody who literally looks like a shark. Eventually, the battle's pace would begin to pick up, as Samehada would end up kind of getting full with chakra, and Kisame, realizing that he's on the back foot, would end up deciding that he's going to be needing to act brashly if he wants to make it out of this battle, fusing with that of Samehara. Naruto would watch as Kisame's appearance would end up shifting to that of a true shark, and from here, he would end up weaving a jutsu which would catch Naruto completely off guard. Naruto, once in this state, would begin to be getting outclassed by Kisame's just barrages of attack underwater, which are beginning to actually cause Naruto to be thrown heavily off guard. Naruto, however, would end up whipping out one of his secret techniques, Snake Sage Mode, and as soon as he's activated that, his sensory abilities would go off the charts, being able to read Kisame like a book. Using this ability in tow with his already immense strength, he would begin to outclass the weakened Kisame and begin to land blow after blow after blow, weakening him as every hit lands, and eventually would take him out of that state where he begins to pound him on the ground. Kisame, once at a near-death state, would end up saying that he was a worthy opponent, as he ends up essentially casting a jutsu which kills himself. And Naruto would look down at the body of Kisame as Taka, Karin, Suigetsu, and Jugo would watch in amazement at what Naruto had just pulled off. Jugo, who had already been, filled in on Naruto's immense power and just how scary he could be, seeing as the first time he met them when Jugo rushed at Sasuke trying to damage him, instead of Sasuke being the one to just completely outclass him like he does in the original. What ends up happening instead is Naruto would use a chakra arm to grab Jugo and lift him to the wall, telling him that if he ever dares lay a hand on Sasuke again, he'll snap him like a twig. And Jugo knows the power of Naruto and Sasuke are not something to be trifled with. So following this, Naruto would turn to the direction of the group known as Taka and say, "Let's go. We need to see the rest of the fight between Sasuke and Itachi." This would lead to Naruto's eventual arrival on the battlefield after Orochimaru would be sealed off by Itachi, and Naruto would end up activating Sage Mode, telling Itachi, who's already inside of his Red Susanoo, that he won't be touching his brother anymore. And he would then say, as he would look at Sasuke, saying, "We're in this together, right?" Itachi would begin coughing out blood and through desperation would place Naruto under a powerful genjutsu, explaining the events of the Uchiha massacre to him, as Naruto would be in utter shock, seeing everything that Itachi had had to go through. The mission, Danzo, Shisui's death, Sasuke's upbringing, the tears that he shed when he had to kill his parents. Naruto would be hit with all of this at once, and utter shock would begin to fill his body, as Itachi would simply begin walking slowly towards Sasuke, as Naruto would just be in utter daze, screaming, "No, it's not true, right? It's not true!" But Itachi would ignore this and walk right over to Sasuke as he picks up his both fingers and places them on Sasuke's forehead before finally letting out his final words. "Sorry, Sasuke, but this is it." As he would then fall dead, and Sasuke would lose consciousness shortly after. This would lead to Naruto in a state of shock as he would rush to an unconscious Sasuke checking if he's okay, before then suddenly a deep voice from behind them would say, "Now that that's over, he'll be taking him from here." Naruto would turn to see Obito and tell him that he won't be laying a hand on Sasuke, rushing Obito, who would stand still, as Naruto would end up going straight through him with Obito's Kamui ability being able to phase Naruto right through him. All of his attacks would be dodged effortlessly, as Naruto then begins to be outclassed by the man in the mask, who would say he'll be needing that beast within him, and would go on to knock Naruto out after a heavy amount of resistance. Both of them would end up waking up in separate rooms, and on Sasuke's side of things would go almost the same as they would in canon, except this time he would ask where Naruto is, and as soon as he would wake up, Obito would let him know that he's fine, before then taking his mask off and being engulfed with the flames of Amaterasu, before then being informed of the truth of Itachi. Sasuke's Sharingan would activate to that of the Mangekyo state, as the man in the mask would end up telling him everything. And once all would be said and done, Sasuke would hear the truth. He would end up accepting to join the Akatsuki on the condition that Naruto was let go. Obito would smile and say that that can be arranged, and Naruto would be fetched as Sasuke would be given his brother's eyes shortly after, with Sasuke explaining his reasoning for joining his reasoning for joining the Akatsuki, with Naruto saying that he doesn't need an explanation for anything, saying that Itachi showed him everything. From here, Sasuke would look to the direction of Naruto and ask him if he is serious about that, and Naruto would explain to him that his brother truly did love him. They had him all wrong this entire time. They went about things the wrong way, and he would say, Itachi didn't make it easy for us to figure things out. Before Sasuke would, look to Naruto and tell him that he's going to destroy that village that doomed his life from the beginning. But Naruto would place a hand over Sasuke's shoulder, telling him that he understands how he feels, but he can't destroy the village that Itachi tried so hard to protect. He did what he did to save the village and save Sasuke. Itachi was a pacifist. He should have known that better than anyone. Sasuke would stop to think about this before saying, to hell with that. They took his family from him and his brother. They took everything from him. That village has done nothing for him. And Naruto would look to Sasuke before saying, if you truly want to destroy that village, so be it. I'll be by your side. But that doesn't mean that I'll make things easy. Look, just give it a bit of time, Sasuke. Maybe we don't have to destroy the village. Maybe we don't have to go down this path. But Sasuke would simply just kind of shake his head no, before then suddenly ending up kind of going with Naruto to meet the rest of the Akatsuki group members. When they would arrive, Sasuke and Naruto would be handed Akatsuki robes, as well as slashing a line straight through their headbands, before then accepting allegiance to the Akatsuki and being handed shinobi rings. This is when Naruto and Sasuke would be told by Obito himself that the first thing that they're going to have to do is perform a mission that is going to be showing their true loyalty to that of the Akatsuki, stating that the first thing on their agenda is bringing Killer Bee, the Jinchuriki of the Eight Tails, straight to him, alive. Naruto and Sasuke hearing this would say, understood. And from here is where I'm actually going to end up handing off the mic to my boy Quadix, who's actually the feature of today's video. If you guys enjoy his part, he's going to be covering the rest of the story, then make sure to go shoot the man a follow. His links will be down below in the description, as well as a pin card up on screen to the left or right side. I'm not really sure, but it should be there. That said, X, take it away. As anime fans, we love to show our support to our favorite shows by rocking anime apparel. But something I'm pretty sure we can all agree on is it's so expensive. So I've partnered up with Fandom to bring you all affordable, high quality anime merch that you are sure to love. And if you use my code ZETHER at checkout, you can even get an extra 10% off the already affordable merch. Keep in mind, it does come from overseas sellers, so its sizing is going to be different since it's overseas. That said, let's get back into the video.
Hey, it's Quadix here, and I will be doing the second part of this story. I hope you guys enjoy. So we're gonna start out with Naruto and Sasuke heading towards the cloud, the rest of Taka as well, I guess. And on their way there, they meet a guard. Sasuke would put the guard under Genjutsu, extracting intel from him, Killer Bee's whereabouts, his techniques, what he looks like, etc. And with Karin on their team, it's really not that hard to track Killer Bee down. And when they finally do track him down, Sasuke would ask him if he is the 8th tail container, which Killer Bee would probably respond by some sick raps, and then he would charge Jugo, seeing him as a threat, since he is pretty large. And he would take out Jugo by blitzing him, and then Suigetsu would try to defend Jugo by swinging his sword at Killer Bee, and Killer Bee is gonna grab that sword and flung it back, and then he's gonna try to blitz Karin because it makes sense. She's at the rear of the formation, probably a healer or some kind of tracker, in which case she is both here. So it was a good choice by him, but unfortunately he is met by Naruto's chakra, Kurama chakra, Sage mode in hand, knee, and it's not very pleasant. He is sent flying back the same direction as the sword, and Sasuke, taking advantage of the opening Naruto creates, rushes Killer Bee. He would use the big sword from Suigetsu to block and push Sasuke back with the giant sword, and then he would drop the sword knowing that his two opponents are very fast and he needs to be agile and unpredictable. He would use his needle swords, and Naruto and Sasuke would pretty much blitz him in this fight. Sasuke is a lot more skilled with a sword thanks to his Mangekyo Sharingan, and he's able to predict the multiple swords. Also, Naruto's just extremely fast, and he has sensory abilities now, so he can sense which direction the attacks are coming from, which is very helpful. So they would start overpowering the Eight Tails Jinchuriki, in which case B notices that he's starting to lose and gives control to the Eight Tails, transforming. Now, in this scenario, I'm pretty sure Naruto and Sasuke would be at a disadvantage, not having used their, larger attacks and stuff, just swords and taijutsu mostly. They would start being pushed back, and Sasuke, noticing that, oh no, we kind of lost the advantage here, would light up the big octopus with his Amaterasu, making some well done octopus, nice and brown on the inside and on the outside apparently, because that's what color the Eight Tails is, I think. The Eight Tails, in a final desperate attack, gathers his chakra in a single tentacle, slamming it down on them. Naruto notices the tentacle come in and makes a giant Rasengan and charges said tentacle. And then he noticed something weird, which is all the emotions that he's able to sense is traveling through that tentacle, and so is a lot of chakra. And even when he hits it and cuts said tentacle, the emotions and chakra aren't in the main body, it's in the part he just cut. So he assumes that the big little fireworks show they got going on, which is the octopus, isn't actually the Eight Tails or Killer Bee, but he doesn't care much for the Akatsuki's goals, so he's not gonna stop Killer Bee from escaping. Also, he's also Jinchuriki, so I'm assuming he would have like empathy for him, and he knows they're being watched, so he doesn't say anything to Sasuke or anyone else and lets B get away. And then the Akatsuki starts the process of sealing the tailed beast. In canon, after they defeated the Eight Tails, they were heading to the village to destroy it, but are stopped by Obito, who tells them that Danzo is at the Hokage summit, and knowing all the things Danzo did to his brother, Sasuke in canon goes to the Hokage summit, to the Kage summit, and toaster baths Danzo. But in this scenario, Tsunade still lives, so Tsunade's at the Hokage summit and Danzo is in the Leaf Village. So Obito doesn't stop them and they continue heading towards the Leaf Village. Also, the tracking team that they sent after Sasuke, in which case in this scenario it would be Sasuke and Naruto, would still be tracking them, and Sakura would still be an idiot and knock them all out. So no help. She tries to get through Naruto and Sasuke's, but they put her under Genjutsu before she even gets a word out and continue towards Konoha. But in this scenario, Sasuke isn't really after destroying the whole village. He is after Danzo, the two elders, and any root member that gets in their way, since Naruto did his little Takano Jutsu on him, and Naruto has people he cares about in the village, like Tsunade, kind of, the ramen people, Konohamaru, etc. His teammates and stuff. There's people in the Leaf that he cares about. So Naruto and Sasuke would get into the country first of all without issue, and then get into the village without issue since they lived in it like for most of their life. And Orochimaru being an elite, well, former elite ninja of the Leaf, and even after he wasn't a ninja of the Leaf, he was easily able to get in and get out without being noticed, would have taught them abilities needed to do things like that, so they would easily get in. He also used to work for Danzo, which means he knew how to get into his bases. So any jutsu or seals Danzo has on the entries to his underground tunnels, they would know how to counter. Especially having a whole Uzumaki on their team. I feel like that's, well, two actually. Well, one full-blooded is what I was going for. So they would get into Danzo's hideouts, kill every single root Anbu there, and then Danzo has this brilliant idea of facing them, and he has the audacity to think he's going to win. Now, this wouldn't be his first dumb decision. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but Danzo had the very smart idea of believing that 20 Anbu would be enough to kill the Hokage. I'm sorry, okay. I know the anime portrays the Anbu as like elite ninja that like you're supposed to be like super scared of, and oh, they're super skilled, but every time they show up on the show they just get rolled up, so it's not like a very convincing story that they're super strong and stuff. And Danzo sends those people, 20 of them, thinking that they can defeat Hiruzen, one of the most feared people of all time in all nations. And he has the audacity to sit in the Hokage's chair, kick his feet up, and then be surprised when he finds out that Hiruzen lived. And the amount of shit that Hiruzen let Danzo get away with, it's crazy. Danzo should have been taken care of by Hiruzen like way earlier than he actually was. Anyways, I'm rambling. Naruto and Sasuke was able to like thoroughly go through all 10 of Danzo's lives. With Naruto and Taka there, it's not even a question. Easily blitz through his cat plus lives, and then they head for the two elders and kind of do a little Assassin's Creed type of action and murk them both, leaving the village, but not before finding out about what happened in the Hokage summit. So Obito would declare war, as in canon, in the Hokage summit, and they would know about it. But before he even went to the Hokage summit, I feel like he would need to take care of Nagato, since Nagato still lived in this story since he never attacked Konoha. Now, Nagato has been fooled by Obito this whole time, and he's about to reveal his plan to the world, and Nagato isn't going to be very happy about it, so he decides to take care of Nagato now, and he teleports to his real body, puts his hand through his heart, takes his heart out, shows it to Nagato, taken care of. Konan versus Obito would go kind of like canon, but a lot less explosive since she didn't have enough time really to make that much explosives. And then we can go back to the Hokage summit. So he's just declared war to get the last 3 tailed beasts, I believe, since he knew Naruto wasn't gonna willingly give up his life and the tailed beast. So Naruto and Sasuke are now in the war, and the war has started. People are allying troops and stuff. Naruto and Sasuke have very important roles in the war in the canon story, especially Naruto, since he did kind of help in the sealing of almost every strong ninja and helped a lot with his shadow clones and stuff as well, to be like, hey, that's a white Zestu, mark him. Without that, I feel like a good lot more people would die, but in this version the war does end a lot sooner, because Sasuke and Naruto would immediately rush Kabuto to end the you know what, I'm not even gonna attempt to say the word again, it's too late, too many takes. We're moving on. That bring back to life jutsu, yeah, that one, to stop that, because that's where the main forces are. And Sasuke basically does what Itachi did, and Naruto protects them by distracting Kabuto. But instead of Sasuke sacrificing one of his eyes to make Kabuto basically a good guy, they just kill him. And then with all the reanimations taken care of, all except one, that is, they go to the battlefield to check out the aftermath basically. And when they arrive there, things aren't looking too good. There's a big ass meteor in the sky falling down on basically the whole ninja kind, and the 5 Kages are trying to stop the meteor, and Madara is sitting up there with Obito, just looking down on the near death experience of everyone. Well, near death, because the Kages are gonna stop it. And Naruto and Sasuke attack Madara as he's the final enemy. Obito just watches, because he doesn't really care for Madara per se, and he also believes Madara is strong enough to take care of himself, so he just watches while Naruto and Sasuke fight Madara. Madara would grab Naruto's neck, pin him down to the ground, choking him, and then he sucks he sucks the nine tails. Yeah, he sucks the nine tails out of him. God. Yeah, and then Sasuke would kind of be upset at that, because his like kind of brother and best friend just got murked in front of his eyes, and he looks at Madara and charges him with his sword. Madara grabs his sword and twists it from his hand and puts it inside of him. Sasuke drops down, and with his final breaths, he said, "Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment cute, and go subscribe to Codex after this video." There's a lot of quality content there. Anyways, and then he drops dead. Now, are you gonna let his final dying wishes go to waste? You wouldn't do that, would you? If you do not follow his final words, he will go emo again. We do not want this. Do it for your sanity's sake. Like the video, subscribe, comment Q, and then check out my channel, link in the description. Anyways, they're now dead. Madara sees that the Kage stopped the big ol' meteor thing. Everyone got away safe. He's kind of annoyed at that, but then he goes and fights the cages, and he's distracted with that and stuff. Obito follows, helping him fight all the ninjas that are trying to intervene, and then Sakura and Karin are healing Naruto and Sasuke, well, without much effect realistically. They're just stopping them from instantly dying. Naruto and Sasuke would meet Hagoromo. He would tell them to stop being such emo bitches, and but like he would say it in a very friendly, fatherly, loving, caring voice, and that would kind of wake Sasuke up, because he's not as evil or dark as canon, because you know he's had someone with him. He's had his light with him this whole time through his whole journey. And Naruto would also kind of wake up from like just letting Sasuke do things that he knows are wrong, and just like not letting himself be pushed around, but like not standing up for what he thinks is right realistically. So when also they get the same powers, and you might be like, oh, how does Naruto live without the Kages being brought back and Minato giving his half of the Nine Tails to Naruto? Hagoromo gives Naruto the Nine Tails chakra and other Tail Beast chakra, and he gives Sasuke the Rinnegan. They both live, they're good to go. And when they come back to life, Obito's dead, his Rinnegans are taken by Madara, all the Tail Beasts are taken by Madara, and he has absorbed the 10 tails, the Kages are knocked out, every other ninja is... I don't know what you would do at that point, run, I don't know, in awe, in shock, in terror, in something. And it is up to Naruto and Sasuke to fight Madara. And the fight between Naruto and Sasuke and Madara would go basically as canon, and at some point Zetsu puts a hole inside Madara and starts transforming him into Kaguya. Naruto and Sasuke in this version know that Kaguya is coming up. They look at the seals on their hands, and before Kaguya could even fully transform and the fight begin, they seal Kaguya away. Now Naruto and Sasuke's ideologies are still very different, so the battle at the Valley of the End still happens with the same results, and then they're both taken to the village as prisoners, and they are both released, and they go to the journey of finding themselves and redemption together as brothers.
And yeah, guys, that pretty much concludes What If Naruto and Sasuke Joined the Akatsuki. Make sure to go down below and check out QuadX's channel because the man absolutely killed it. I know it was nighttime for him, so that's probably why he sounded a little bit like dead inside, but regardless, you guys should definitely go check out his What If channel. I recently have been watching his What If Naruto Wasn't Dumb, and trust me guys, it's so good. Like it's 9 hours long and I've been watching it, and there's a second part that's another 9 hours long and I'm still watching it. It kind of just gives like a little bit of like into how good these things are. Also, make sure to go check out the channel artist, seeing as this definitely does take time and money to make. And speaking of money, this thumbnail was not cheap, so I'd appreciate it if you could like the video. And yeah, other than that, guys, I love you every single I love each and every single one of you guys. Peace out. Bye.